Hi, you're watching Professor Plays, and today I'm continuing my factorio tutorial series. I'm standing here next to my rail yard. I think I call it Unload All, and there's a left and a right version, and I don't remember which one this is. I think this might be left anyway. It's just one unloads the stuff in one direction, and the other one unloads the stuff in the other direction, and whether or not it's left or right depends upon which way is it oriented, up or down. This might be Unload All. Anyway. So I'm standing here next to the train which is delivering oil. It has brought oil in from the oil field. We'll go out there and take a look. It unloads it into these tanks. These tanks are all connected together here with this pipe, underground pipe. And to unload a train, if you can see it right here, this pump is what unloads the fluid wagon. And so when the train pulls up, this pump will attach to the train, the fluid wagon, and then it will pump the oil wherever I'm pumping it into storage tanks. And I'll make the train leave, and you can see the pumps will disconnect. So go back to the oil field, please. So you see the pumps disconnect there. And so there's the oil in the tanks. It goes this way by pipe, pipe to ground. Goes down here, goes down here, goes down here, and down here somewhere there is oil processing right here. So when you first start with your game, there's only one oil processing type that you can do, and that's basic oil processing. So this machine here is an oil refinery. That's what it says on the window over here. And you put the oil refinery down. You select the recipe, then there's only one, which is basic oil processing. When you do that, when you put a recipe in there, you'll see labels on the inputs and outputs. With basic oil processing, there is one labeled input, and you see it there, that's crude oil. And there is one labeled output, you see it there, that's petroleum gas. So the others are used once we get advanced oil processing. So I've gone ahead and labeled which of these inputs is which, because if you're new to the game you won't know. In fact, even I forget sometimes, because they're not labeled. Again, the inputs are not labeled with no recipe in there. So this constant combinator here is just showing that this is where crude oil goes in, and then once we get advanced oil processing, we need to also have water as an input. So this constant combinator is just showing that this is all water input here. This blueprint, which I call oil processing, is for advanced oil processing, all of this right here. I don't use two separate blueprints. I don't put a blueprint down for basic and then switch it to one for advanced. I just put the one blueprint down, put in some refineries, individual machines, set the recipe. Again, there's only one choice when you're starting. Run some crude oil. And you don't need to put all the refineries in there, just put some in there. Put some crude oil over there, get some petroleum gas, and put it in your storage tanks. Now right now I've only got one refinery machine running. I want to hook up more refineries. So all you need is the crude oil, which has a straight pipe here. You don't need to do all of these. How many did I put in here? Well, okay, that's enough. I don't want to bore you with all this. You just need a few. And then you need the pipe to ground to connect the crude oil inputs, like that. And then the outputs, this pump is pumping the petroleum gas into these storage tanks, and then there's pipe to ground here on the other petroleum gas outputs, so you want to connect a few of those, like that. And now we have some petroleum gas going up here into these tanks. You could put all these refineries in there if you wanted to. Wouldn't make any difference. You don't need that many to just do basic oil processing. Unless you're gonna, well, I don't know, if you're playing a long time before you get to advanced oil processing, it might be nice to have these. Just depends on what you're doing, I guess. There, I'll finish connecting those, and I'll finish connecting crude. And there may be some extra pipes when I made the blueprint. This, for example, this pipe to ground doesn't go anywhere. it was there when I made the blueprint. It was going somewhere then, but it's not going anywhere now. So you may occasionally see pipes like that. I try to catch it when I'm editing my blueprints, but there's just so many pipes. I don't always catch those. So there I hooked up the machines that I had. And it's making petroleum gas. Now that, at this stage, with basic oil processing, that's all we need is petroleum gas, and that's in these tanks. And there's a pump here that's pumping it out. And I want to put this up on the bus in the main factory. So where is my bus? It's up here somewhere. Let's see, how do I want to get this up there? I have little placeholders for these fluids and gases. Okay, so it's over and then up. Let me bring this pipe over here. Because petroleum gas is required now to create the atoms we're going to need to make a chemical science, the blue one. And that's what I need to continue doing research, because I've got to figure out where I'm going here. I've researched everything I can research at this point. Is that about right? I think that's about right. So let's go up from here. The pipe to ground spans a longer distance than the underground belt does. I don't want these pipe to ground to be in the way of the bus, so I'm going to kind of line up the pipe to ground with the underground belt like that. It may not be efficient in terms of belt or a pipe usage, but it certainly keeps them out of the way. So I'm just going to do that and get this up here like that. And then here's my placeholder for petroleum gas right there. And you connect at the corners, you connect to the pipes. The pipe to ground you connect with a straight pipe. And it changes it. The game changes it. It doesn't look straight now, but that's just a straight piece of pipe right there. So I'm holding a straight piece of pipe, and when I put it in there, the game makes it look like an elbow. And then you can just, then this is the marker for the petroleum gas. So I'm just going to bring this pipe to ground down the bus. That's where I want petroleum gas. And that is going to be used to make things like plastic, for example. So here's my blueprint that makes plastic. There's chemical plants, and you can see they are set to make plastic, and it wants petroleum gas. So it wants petroleum gas right here. Like that. How far up there will you stretch? You'll go up there like that. I don't know if I have any chemical plants. We'll find out. I've got some. And then I'll make some plastic. And I may not have enough to do this other side, but I don't need the other side right now. No, I just did 2 more. That's fine. And then also to make plastic, you need coal. So this is labeled that coal goes in here. And so here's some coal on the bus. Let's put coal up here. Like that. And then some inserters. I'll just populate the left side because I didn't have enough chemical plants for the right side anyway. And this is way more plastic than I need right now. And then this belt is where the plastic goes. And plastic in my bus layout, I think goes there. Yes, I have a little, that doesn't, you can put it wherever you want, but I have little placeholders where I want plastic to go, and it's above coal. So there's some plastic. And then why do I want that? And we needed petroleum gas to make that. So why do I make plastic next? Because plastic is one of the ingredients required to make advanced circuits. These things, the red ones. So you see that the ingredients are plastic and other things. So the plastic gets fed in there, and then the red circuits will come out there, and then those are required to make chemical science along with sulfur, and engine units. So it's quite involved to make chemical science. So anyway, we'll talk about that next time. So there's my basic oil processing with a train. I did put it right there. With a train that's delivering oil from this oil patch up here. Down, you see the track I put in. Didn't show you that, did I? There's the track I put in. Train comes down there, and there's my unload all station, and the train that's delivering oil. So there's my oil delivery by train and basic oil processing setup. So thanks for watching. If you enjoyed it, please click on that thumbs up button. I would appreciate it. Take care. See you next time. Bye-bye.